Hey, this is Dreams of Jeannie. I'm sitting in my retreat room and I've been thinking about something about getting through the winter time, and I thought I would talk to you about that for a few minutes. Um, I have a hard time in the winter once it gets cold and dreary, especially when you get past the holidays and get into January. And I have a February birthday, and it is always on my birthday, always, always gray, ugly, overcast, cold. Always, and windy usually too. Once in a while there'll be some sunshine on my birthday, but that is rare. And for this girl who does not like cold weather and is affected by that type of weather, it's a really sad, dreary birthday for me. So I'm going to start planning my garden for next year. I ordered a Spring Hill catalog. I'm going to start looking at plants. I'm going to make pictures or diagrams of my garden, different areas, and what I want to plant where, and I'm going to do serious planning. I wanted to do that last year, and then life here just got really awful. So I'm going to work on that again this winter. I'm going to try. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can do that. But what a better way to pull yourself through the dreariness, if that's how you feel in the wintertime, than to look forward to the warm weather and make plans for that. I also am planning to, fingers crossed again, depending on health issues and ongoing issues right now with my husband, that I get to take my Viking River cruise that I want to take. I want to go on a Viking River cruise in France and go from Paris to Normandy and back. I'd like to do that at the end of April. And I'm hoping that will work out. I haven't planned it yet because I planned it last year and had to cancel it. So that's on hold. I'm not going to plan it till the last minute this time. But anyway, back to the garden. I am going to start planting my garden, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to spend serious time. I'm going to sit down and make drawings of what I want to do, get my catalogs, do some scrolling of different garden sites, and do some serious garden planning. And I think that might really help me because I have such a terrible time with my birthday in February, and I get really depressed, not because of my age so much. I mean, I'm not crazy about my age, but it is what it is. You know, I'd rather have a birthday than not have a birthday. So, you know, I'll, you know, that's okay. But it's just the time of year, and it just gets to me. And then 3 years ago, we lost my mother in February, and so now February not only is my birthday, but we lost my mother on my youngest daughter's birthday in February. So February is a doubly dreary month for me now. So I'm going to do my best to focus on spring and summer and beauty and color. I'm going to keep painting. I've gotten such a kick out of doing the painting that I've been doing. I can't even tell you how much joy that painting has brought to me. It surprises me how much I have enjoyed that. And then the feedback I've gotten from that is amazing. I never expected feedback on this channel. I thought I would just talk and maybe a few people might see my videos. I never expected anybody to pay any attention to it, and let alone like what I had to say, let alone respond to me. And so I'm blown away by that response. I really am. I can't tell you how much that has meant to me, because I started it at a time when we had just come out of a really hard time, and we're still in some hard times. There's been some ups and downs, but overall things are more positive and hopeful than they have been in a long time for us. And I don't want to lose sight of that and get caught up in the dreariness of wintertime and as to how that affects me. I know how I am in the winter. And when I was working, it was a little bit easier. I hated having to get up. I had to get up at the crack of dawn and go to work. I'm a retired nurse. I had to be at work at either 5:30 or 6. So, you know, out in the dark, work long shifts, come home in the dark. So at least I don't have to do that anymore. That's one of the benefits of being retired. But the winter time, even if you don't have to go anywhere, is almost worse in a way. It's good because you don't have to get out and drive in it, but it's worse because you don't see people. And when it's really cold, you don't go out and do things much because it's too dang cold to get out. I'm also a big wuss when it comes to the cold. So my plan going forward, to get past the holidays, there's a lot going on. We have a lot of moving parts right now anyway, some different issues. So get past the holidays. I've ordered a catalog from Spring Hill Nurseries. I'm going to get some other garden books. Maybe I'll get some from the library about designing gardens. Now, I'm not going to take on more than I can handle because I am not a serious gardener. I am terrible about buying a bunch of plants like at Lowe's or Home Depot, and I plant them and I forget what they are, and then I water them and hope they grow. And I seem to have some luck in arranging them and picking the right plants. But I don't know anything about gardening. I don't know anything about soil and weather conditions and the right plants. I don't know any of that stuff. I don't know that I want to know. I just want to plant plants and have them grow. I don't want to do the hard work, the thinking part. But I'm going to use that to focus on that, and then continuing painting, and maybe finally tackle that closet again of mine that's on the back burner now, to move forward and get through the winter and not lose sight of brightness and hope, and not get caught up in the dreary gray of the winter as I usually feel it. So going forward, bright colors in the spring, my garden planning, continuing to paint, maybe tackling my closet at some point. How does that sound to you? Does it sound like a decent plan to get me through to the spring? I hope so. That's my plan. We're going to see how it goes, right?